Good morning, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to this new VSN webinar about the upcoming IBC show that will shortly take place in Amsterdam. Every year here at VSN, we prepare this exclusive webinar for all of you, our trusted dealers, because we want to make sure that you are the first ones to know all about our latest products and developments. That's why, even if you aren't planning to attend IBC trade show this year, I'm sure this webinar will be very interesting and useful to stay up to date about our latest innovations and advances. Speaking to you right now is Patricia Corral, Marketing Manager at VSN, and as usual, next to me is Tony Vilalta, VSN's Product Manager, who will be the main host of this webinar session, and also the person in charge of showcasing you all our latest products and software developments that will be presented at this year's fair. Before starting with this webinar, let me remind you that this session is being recorded and will be sent to you afterwards, so you can check all the information again whenever you prefer, or even share this webinar session with other colleagues that couldn't join us today. Moreover, I remind you that you can type any question you may have in the GoToWebinar question box located in the right side of your screens, and we'll do our best to answer all your inquiries while on air or at the end of this webinar via email if we don't have time to do so. So now let's go for it and start today's webinar by presenting our agenda for the next already 40 minutes, I guess. We'll start with a brief introduction of all the activities that we've been preparing for the next edition, such as VSN's booth, its location and facilities, our new online site especially created for this trade show, and all the marketing resources that you have at your disposal. And after that, it's going to be Tony's turn, who will be in charge of presenting all VSN new products and latest software developments. So, starting with the first point, if you've previously visited us at IBC, you'll remember that we are located at hall number 7 at booth number 7.D25, comprising an area close to 100 square meters. Regarding the booth design, we repeat again last year's structure with a demo zone available for around 10 people, a hands-on area dedicated to more private or specific demos with clients just on the other side of the wall. There will be also a chill-out area in the center of the booth, another open space with high tables and chairs for informal meetings, and of course, as usual, 2 meeting rooms available with a capacity for 6 people at most. Remember that these meeting rooms are also at your disposal, so if you wish to book one of them, you'll just need to get in touch with the VSN representative of your geographical area, who will be more than happy to assist you. And please book them as quickly as possible if you are interested. And finally, another change that was made last year and will be kept this 2017 is our partnership with Arbor Media, who will be sharing with us some space in our booth. More specifically, it will comprise a complete wall entirely dedicated to our featured Dutch partner due to the close relationship that we've been fostering together in the last years. So, if you have any potential client interested in VSN solutions or Arbor Media software for video and audio recording, please bear in mind that you can always guide them to our stand, where our professional team, as well as Arbor Media's professionals, will be happy to assist them and showcase a live demo of our combined solutions. Another feature that we keep this year is VSN's online website entirely dedicated to IBC Fair. You can access this site through the events section of our website, and once again, you'll have access to loads of practical information about our participation and attendance to IBC. So I really encourage you to share this site with your colleagues, prospects, or potential clients in case you think they'll find it interesting. Here, among other tips, and as you can see in your screens, you will be able to check VSN's booth location, how to access RAI Amsterdam facilities, our latest news and product launches, VSN professional team that will attend the event this year, and last but not least, you will be able to directly book a live demo at the trade show with VSN team and even check our free pass code to get a invitation badge for IBC. Regarding the booking a demo, for this you'll have to fill in the following survey that you are watching right now in your screens, including, please, a brief description or text that explains What would you like to be showcased at the demo? This brief explanation will help our team to prepare the demo in advance and make sure that all the features that clients would like to see in action are covered. That's why we would really appreciate if you could fill in this information very accurately so we can successfully prepare a customized demo for the clients. We will now also dedicate a few minutes to present you the traditional networking and cocktail event especially organized for you, our dealers. This year, the event will take place on September 15th, first day of IBC show, from 5 to 6 p.m. at VSN's booth. As I said before, 7.D25. And as some of you may already know, the main goal that we always seek with these networking sessions is to create a meeting point for all our dealers to share ideas, analyze the state of the industry, or why not, seek and create new commercial synergies. So we really encourage you to join us and participate in this event. Soon you will receive a personal invitation for the event through email, so take just a minute to register once you get it, and of course, save the date. And now, before finishing with my explanations, I would like to encourage you to take a look at all BSN's marketing resources and documentation that we put at your disposal through our website. For example, you will have shortly available under the Media and Business Process Management section, the new page for BSN's quality check system, VSN QC, as well as for the brand new web video editor Wedit. But for the moment, another significant innovation that we want to highlight today is our new content or media library. You can find this media library under the media section or tab of our webpage, where you will be able to find lots of interesting documents about BSN and its solutions. For example, you will have access to all BSN case studies, where we explain in detail all the projects that we've developed around the world, white papers to analyze the impact of some concrete trends and technologies in today's broadcast and media industries, and of course, our webinars comprising a practical explanation of our solutions where you can see BSN software also in action. And finally, remember also that you can find more information about BSN software available in each and every page of our solutions, our systems, from where you can directly download the product information and even have access to some short video demos. So this is it for me. I think I've covered pretty much all the points that I wanted to explain from the marketing department. And now, before finishing here, you can find some contact information of the BSN's marketing department. Jordi Capdevila, marketing director, and myself, marketing manager Patricia, will be more than glad to help you with any inquiry or doubt you may have regarding IBC or whatever other topic you may want to ask. Also, bear in mind that we've got a general, email address for general inquiries or questions. You can also hit us on that email address. And now I don't want to stay talking too much. I prefer to give and hand in the microphone to Tony, who will be in charge of explaining you what we've got ready already for IBC Trade Show. It's your turn, Tony.
Thank you, Patricia. So yes, it's now time to see live some of the features that we have prepared, and we are finishing, in fact, to prepare ready to show during this IBC. As usual, we will start for the first solution, the blue one, Media and Business Process Management. And here we have to highlight some of the BSN Explorer new features like the ones that I will mention right now. For example, what we have is a full HTML5 interface joined with the new HTML5 player. So we are happy to say that we are free from the external plugins like Java or Silverlight that, as you may know, all the browsers tend to block them. So we will present how is the new player, how quick is to work with the new player especially, and that's one of the new features that we are going to present. Also, we are going to see the advanced auto-cataloging features that we also presented in NAB, like the speech-to-text, the auto-cataloging features, the translation, etc. Everything are advanced features inside BSN Explorer. And also the online thesaurus and linked terms. That's a powerful option to auto-catalog also the assets using terms from online thesaurus databases like Wikipedia or GeoNames, etc. So we give more intelligence to VSN Explorer to auto-catalog and also search easily content from not only local terms, but also terms coming from online professional thesaurus databases. The one that I want to show you especially today is the business intelligence, including the possibility to customize your own reports. Now our customers that purchase the business intelligence within VSN Explorer, they are able to create their own graphic reports. From now, if you remember, from the last IBC, we gave like a by default reports that we prepared, but now with this tool, with VSN Explorer BI, each customer can create their own reports. And a star product, a star feature that we are going to present into this IBC that we already presented in the NAB in Las Vegas is the new Edit, the new web-based editing tool that I will show you right now. And also a new feature inside VSN Explorer is the advanced PAM, the project asset management. What we did here is create a new view to organize the different projects with the different rushes, the final productions, where we can have also task assignment. We can decide or link to some users to make some actions to a production like subtitling, doubling, etc. And everything using a friendly web interface. So we will start with the business intelligence. Just remember the main features when you are explaining that to a customer. You have to say that with this tool, the customers, they can create their own reports right now, and you can have a statistical parameters, different views of the data, different graphics. We can give permissions to the different departments so that they can see what they are interested in. Not only information from MAM, also information from external products, also from the traffic, from the news environment, etc. And as I'm highlighting here in this slide, now you can customize and create your own BI reports. Let's see these new features live by accessing, as usual, to VSN Explorer. And as you can see, we have the MAM, we have the BPM, and also we have the BI, the reports. So here I will show you right now how we can customize these reports. So let me access with my user to VSN Explorer. And if I go to the reports, here we have all the reports that I created. So now each user can create, depending on the permissions, different reports. You can publish your own document. And if I say here, for example, I have some examples of reports. So for example, you can use an advanced search on MAM to create your own report. With this simple wizard, you put the name of your report, a description. You can decide the type of the graphic. It could be a bar, column, line. If you want more information, you can see here the type of graphics that you can create on this specific report. And here is where you can put the title of the graphic, the coordinates of the X, Y, the maximum data. And here is where you can put all the conditions that depending on what you want to obtain with this graphic. Once you publish that, you are able to display your own graphics as usual, and also combine these graphics with dashboards so that we can combine now our own reports, also using different dashboards as you are seeing now on the screen. Next, the next point that we wanted to show during the IBC is the online thesaurus and linked terms. We have, as I mentioned before, full integration with online thesaurus databases like Wikipedia or GeoNames. And also we can automatically, based on a text or based on a speech to text coming from an asset, we can extract the more relevant terms and auto-catalog these terms to the asset. These terms could be maps, location, history, images, people, anything. And we also can categorize the different type of terms. With that, we obtain a visual linked data information. Even we can prompt a world map to say where these terms appear in more relevance. And now let's see in live our new VSN Wedit, all the editing features under one single web interface. That's what we want to obtain. That's the message that we have to give to our customers, that using this web tool, we can optimize the workflows when editing, and we can use this VSN Explorer web interface from any device to create our own editings. Let's see how it works. Again, I will access to VSN Explorer, and in the MAM section, now, for example, I will create a production joining different trailers. I want to create a production. So let's search the content as usual in MAM. And also I want to show you now our new HTML5 player. The mainly different regarding the old one is that, as I mentioned, we are not using Silverlight anymore. So see how quick it is when you do play to play the proxy with the same features. Even we add new features like the audio scrubbing, and we maintain the possibility to go frame by frame using the HTML5 player. So in this case, on the right side of the player, now you don't see hotlists anymore. What you see now is the Wedit, the same philosophy with them, but with more features like I will show you right now. Let's create a Wedit project. At the end of the day, a Wedit project is a Wedit asset, so we can incorporate metadata into this and apply different actions. That's the name of my project, the dealer's project today, and I will, for example, select some fragments of the video and send, as usual, to the Wedit. Also remember that if we have segments cataloged on the asset, when you are playing the content on the left side, you can see, for example, you can even filter the segments cataloged based on speech to text or based on manual cataloging. You can play the content. Yes, I want to use that content, so send this content to the Wedit. I don't want to forget the keyframes. Remember that we have this powerful tool to have a storyboard, and from that also it's interesting to play, mark out different parts of the video, also using the keyframes with intelligent change scene detection. So when we finish the preselection, now I can open the Wedit project. This asset that, as you can see, is different from the rest of the assets. In this tab, in the Wedit tab, I can have all these sections. We have on the left side the search, so I can create a Wedit project from scratch and do the searching within the same interface. So I want to search for trailer again, why not? Even we can use the facing option to see just, for example, the promos. You can also switch to different views, and when you play a content from here, you are playing the content in the HTML5 player. That in this case, I use that to create the cut list. Select in, select out, and send different cuts to the cut list. Also, you can go to a specific TC from the player, and you can use all the functionalities of the HTML5 player, but in this case for cutting. Also, you can reorder these cuts, and also you can put text information useful, for example, when you are going to send the ADL to the video editor. And also, if the content is already cataloged, you will see the description here. Also, we have the media bin. For example, I want to use that asset, I want to use this other asset. These are assets that you see in the media bin. So you are working as you were working in Premiere, in Final Cut, but in VSN Explorer using the proxy. And if you want that to be looking more like editor, we can switch that and put a timeline. This perspective prompts you a timeline on the bottom where you can add more assets that you have in your cut list, and you can make more cut editing. Then you can play the content using the sequence player, and also you can do all the editing features that you want here. What we are now developing is the voiceover. Maybe we don't arrive full 100% on IBC, but that's our roadmap. We are going to add the possibility to add the voiceover here, some basic effects, and also some shortcuts and some other things that we have on the roadmap. So once we finish our project, we can save that Wedit asset, and also we can launch actions to consolidate this Wedit and publish to different platforms, YouTube, or send to the news, playout, MCR, etc. And also, if you want, you can download, as usual, how we did with the hotlist, to the video editor. A new thing that we have is now that we are compatible with Final Cut Pro X, some of the features required by some of the customers. But you can download even from Media Composer. We generate the AAF, and you can drag and drop simply the XML or the AAF for Media Composer in the timeline of your editor. And as I showed you before, as I told you before, we could add some more metadata to the Wedit assets by not only title description tags, but also more tables, even thesaurus terms, to archive also the Wedit projects. The next new feature is, as I told you, the VSN Explorer PEM. So with that, we are creating a new interface inside VSN Explorer where we can organize better all our projects, especially when we are talking about editing projects. So how it is translated into the software, we will see right now. So if you take a look here in MAM, we added here a PAM view. If I open that, it opens a new tab where on the left side, I can see different categories. So you can create your own categories to organize, for example, the series, the programs, the commercial, anything that you want to organize that will be your projects. For example, I have here a series, I have a season, an episode, and inside each category, we can also define in which volume or volumes of the storage the content will be ingested. So when we create a new category, we specify the class, title, description, even we could add more metadata from the category. Even these categories could be coming automatic from a traffic system that already have all the structure of series, trailers, programs, etc. And here we can select one or more than one of the volumes that we have in MAM. Remember that in VSN Explorer we can manage several storages, not only online, but also cloud storages, LTOs, etc. And in which folder of this online storage we want to create this category. That's it. So we respect the hierarchy of the families of categories, and inside each category we have two options. We can see the assets inside the category. So now the assets are also related on categories. We have all these assets into the episode 1, and from here we can create new assets from any class. It could be back asset, it could be documentaries, it could be even Wedit project assets, why not? That's new assets that will belong now to inside, will be organized inside this category. We can decide also which columns we want to see on each category by deciding which of the metadata fields you want to see in for each user. To play the files, the assets, we open the HTML5 player to preview the content, or why not create new edit projects and launch different actions to the assets from here. So we don't need to go to the search, open an asset, go to a specific tab, go to files. No, everything will be managed from this interface. And a new thing that we are incorporating into the PAM is the possibility to manage the different production stages that you can have when you are creating a full production. So in this other view, production stages, you see like a Kanban view where you create the different phases that a production can have, like you have here. Promo with voiceover, it's pending to do. What do you have in progress? We have one asset in progress, that is the promo for dubbing, and some promo with subtitles that has been completed. So we manage the different stages of a production. You can create your own production stage. Even you can put the status, and even more interesting, assign tasks to users. So I want this production to assign this task to one specific user of the Active Directory. You can, for example, assign to one of the users. I will assign that to me. When this task should be done, let's put it for deadline tomorrow. And also different metadata like the operation type. If it's a mixing, a montage, a post-production, this is custom metadata that, as you know, can be created inside VSN Explorer. So when a new task you create, it appears a new card here, dealer's production, and manually or automatic, you can change the status by just dragging and drop when you want to start the production into the other stage, like here in progress. Now this production is assigned to Tony and it started right now. Then automatically we could automate that when a file is transferred to this asset, dealer's production, we can automatically change the status to put it to complete. This will be done by the events that we already have in VSN Explorer. But manual will be like, drag and drop and mark this task as complete. These cards that you see here are assets. So if you try to search also from the other way, you will have access to the assets. Here it goes. We have dealer. This is an asset, dealer's production of one specific class where you will have your metadata. Here it goes. You will have your files and the rest of the things. So what is the idea with this new PAM? A unique interface for creating your productions and with also the possibility to assign tasks to users to track the evolution of all our productions, of all our assets. Let's go now for the next topic, and we move the solution now to the news and live production, the red one. Here we will make a lot of emphasis of the brand new integration that we already presented in NAB, joining the functionalities and the software of ROS Video, ROS Inception, with all the features that you know from VSN, especially VSN Explorer and also VSN Livecom, the automation for the news playout. So what do we achieve with this integration? All-in-one, a unique web interface with a custom layout that will be ROS Inception. And what we did is a native integration to incorporate all the main features inside ROS look and feel. We can define different workflows, especially for the journalists in this case. We can also plan different tasks using the calendar that we have in Inception, and we can also manage resources like cars, ENGs, cameras. We have a place where we can centralize all the media content for news writing and also for editing. What you have seen before about Wedit, we incorporated the Wedit tool inside Inception so the journalist can do editings using Wedit inside Inception, and also with the integration with the common NLEs. Also another advantage, and that's how also one of the reasons that we chose ROS, is because they have a very advanced integration with social media, web TV, and the most popular platforms that are used right now. And in our case, using our technology for transcoding and delivery the content to the video servers, we take care about all this in background. So at the end of the day, with this jointly solution with ROS and VSN, we cover all the end-to-end in a news workflow production, from the ingest, from the planning, also the search tools and the editing, and finally the delivery, how we publish the content for social, for web TV, and also for traditional playouts. So let's see this integration right now. Very quick. I will access to ROS Inception, where I have prepared here a rundown, and I monitor this rundown via MOS. The first thing that you can see here is that we know the status of the content, the videos in the playout. So I have, in fact, here in Livecom, 2 clips queued within this world news rundown. And if I change the status, if I play the content, these status are changed, as you can see in the interface. So let's create now a new story. This is your story today. And as usual, we have on the scripting part, we can put the text that will be sent to prompter. And on the right side is where we will put the most objects like graphics, but also videos. And here is where VSN Explorer enters in action. So let's suppose that this dealer's story needs a video. What we can do is search content from the MAM. With this tool, it opens a new window inside the same unique interface with all the searching tools of VSN. Let's search for news and let's play a content. Double click, and what you see here is the HTML5 player that I already showed you on VSN. With the same features, we can also mark in, mark out, even we can see the asset information. We can also modify from here all the text, description, and also we can see the keyframes that we can play and go to specific points of the video. Imagine that we have a complete asset, already produced asset. We can just drag and drop to the most object, this asset, and at this moment, we manage the delivering, the transferring to the video server. When it finished, we will have already a new video on the BDCP video server. That's it, it's ready. And that's why here in Livecom, we have a new video ready to play in one of the video server channels that we want. But what if I'm journalist and I want to create an editing production jointly different assets as I did before in VSN Explorer? Let's create a new story. Dealers editing. And instead of putting here drag and drop a complete asset, I will create a placeholder empty asset in MAM, VSN Explorer MAM. Put here the title of the asset. It's an empty placeholder, but when I save the story in Inception, now I have two options: preview the video, obviously we don't have video yet, or editing. We can open the editor, and in this moment we are opening the wedit inside ROS Inception. So we are now creating two assets. One asset that will be the final media asset already created. It's a placeholder. In fact, if I go to VSN Explorer, you will see that I have a new asset. That's it, dealers editing, empty right now. And when I have here the wedit, what I can do it is mark in, mark out, and put different assets into the timeline and in the media bin. Again, using the search, you can directly put assets to the media bin, preview them, select in, out to the timeline, or directly put assets into the timeline. When you save that project, what we are creating is a wedit project in VSN Explorer. So if I go again to VSN Explorer, you will see that I have a new asset that is a wedit asset right here. That's the project for dealers. And in fact, I don't have to go to VSN Explorer, but I want to show you that we use our technology. Anything that you do in ROS is obviously done in VSN Explorer. All the cards that I have, for example, in my timeline. Let's come back to the journalist workflow. And here, interesting thing is that you can put it in a full screen using the same interface. And then you can directly consolidate this editing to the placeholder asset. And you forget about that. We are managing the transcoding and also the delivering to the playout. But also, if you want, you could download the EDL as usual to be imported into your NLE. Now the system is transferring the content, but also, as I showed you, you can download. But as you can see, we are using the look and feel of ROS. So now the consolidation has been sent, and in a while, what we will see is that, as you can see, we are processing the media. Here it goes. It's processing, and when it finishes, it will be transferred to the video server, and we will have ready this content where? Into the playout. In this case, I have here a Livecom. So let's move to the last solution, the MCR. And here, what we are going to make emphasis on IBC is the integration between CREA, MAM, and VSN Multicom. Also, the integration of the graphics of ROS expression. So we will have a ROS expression server in IBC to show the integration with Multicom and also with the integration with Inception, obviously. VSN Multicom Web, and also the advertisement control, that feature that we can know if we are exceeding the time dedicated to the advertisement based on some laws of different countries. The persistent segmentation, what we can do now is generate a trimming on Multicom, and all this segmentation will be persistent in the database. So you can use the different parts of the movie, for example, in the future. And also, when you're using the logger of VSN Explorer, we can export to Multicom database all the different segments created on the logger, something that you will see on IBC. We are full BXF compliance, and also we will see a new feature that is that now we can manage the graphics using CreateV. So we can plan the auxiliary events, the graphics, and import these graphics on the automation. And also we can get the reports of all the graphics broadcasted on the different channels. We cannot forget about our channel in a box. So you will see a full demo of VSN1 TV with all of the features that we have in this channel in a box, that are the full redundancy, the graphics engine integrated, multiple configuration for inges, for playout, and also all the advanced channel in a box features that you may know from 1TV. So this will be ready to explain to IBC, and especially also the simulcast. At the same time that we are broadcasting to the traditional TV, we can do an IP streaming to a web TV. The web TV is also the solution that we are going to show to IBC. We can manage the live streamings coming from different sources and also the video on demand. So with this tool, we can upload and transcode the different video on demand content. Also integration with VSN Explorer, very important. We can customize the players, manage the different videos, block the content, integration with ad servers, etc. As Patricia mentioned, we will have a special place on the booth for Arbor Media. They will be able to show all the features of BSM BroadRec. This 24/7 not stop recording with multiple language, everything web-based. So we are moving to the web world with all our products, as you are seeing, and also it gives the possibility to be multi-browser. And well, all these features will be ready to show also in our booth. So as we don't have a lot of time and I don't want to forget this important thing, this is one of the key points that we are going to present to IBC, is the first end-to-end solution in the cloud. So we are proud to say that we are the first end-to-end solution in the cloud. So a lot of vendors say that they have a playout on the cloud. Okay, that's fine. But in our case, we are moving one step forward. We provide our full end-to-end in the cloud. So we can deploy VSN Explorer, CreateV, VSN1 TV, all our software in a cloud environment. So with that, we achieve software as a service tools, and also we can optimize the workflow. And also we can have a channel on the cloud. So in this diagram that we prepared, we can see a user accessing from their home to all the tools that we are providing in the cloud. One of the workflows that you will see on IBC that we can offer with that is that we can plan for different channels the broadcasting using CreateV. So we can access to the web of CreateV, plan all our playlists, and then when we create a new production on Crea, we create a placeholder asset in MAM, and then we can ingest the content, and then we can have the BPM, VSN Explorer, that is able to read all the validated playlists from CreateV, detect all the clips that we have already ingested in MAM. When we detect a new clip based on the ID, we automatically manage the deliver to the playout, in this case to the 1TV on the cloud. What happened with the contents that we are not able to detect, to search? We can send email notification to some users to say, hey, you have to ingest this, and this file to be able to have your full playlist. In VSN1 TV, also, as soon as we are playing the content imported from CreateV, we can send the ASRoom log to CreateV to have reports and also to our VSN Explorer BI on the cloud, so we can have reports about all the content that we are playing to different channels that we could have on the cloud. So all the signal of OneTV can be broadcasted basically in two ways. We can provide the IP streaming for a web TV, for our web TV, and also the IP signal can go to a decoder to have the SDI to the traditional channel. Also, the input channel of the OneTV could be an IP streaming coming from one external encoder. And finally, also, we could deliver content from the MAM straight to the video on demand of the web TV, or why not to the social networks with our integration API with all these tools. So as you can see, we can deliver very fast full channel in the cloud, because as you may know, it's very easy to deploy all this technology using the cloud platforms. So let me just show you now that we have just 1 minute, how we can show that on IBC. So what you see here in this web, this is the Crea TV on the cloud. So you can access from any device, from your computer to the Crea TV in the cloud, where you will have your playlist ready to manage. I go to one of my channels, and if I go to, for example, this week, we can see the 7 playlists that we want to use for these specific channels. In this case, I will open the playlist, and you will see that we have some series here. That's fine. We could add more events if you want. Let's suppose that it's validated. We can publish the playlist. And at this moment, this playlist is marked as green. It means that it's ready, so that our automatic workflow will read every night this validated playlist and send the content directly to the VSN One TV, for example. But now if I export the playlist, I'm activating a business process. In fact, this is something that we can track using the Workflows Viewer. Now the system should create a new business process, a new BPM. As you can see, that is delivering the media to the playout, the media that we are finding on the MAM. What happened with the media that is not existing? Let's check the email inbox, because probably some of the events that you saw in Korea are not existing in MAM, so that we cannot deliver. That's it. We have a new mail indicating that these IDs are not existing anywhere, so you have to register. So we manage the sending, delivering to the playout. So here in One TV, in the channel box, we have the media, the content on the cloud, and we could see all the contents that we are ingesting from the MAM automatically or also manually. Why not? And finally, all this content, as I told you, all the playlists can be broadcasted using IP streaming to a web TV. And here, as you can see, we have the channel that we are managing on the cloud, sending this IP with different bit rates to a web TV. So you can put that streaming to your player, and also the VOD content sent from the MAM system with all the metadata will be ready also on the cloud, on the CDN, ready to be categorized, as you can see now on your screens. So now, yes, that's some of the things that I wanted to show you today. There are a lot of more things that I hope to be able to show you if you visit us on our booth. So I hope you to see you all on this IBC, and see you next week.
Well, thank you so much, Tony, for your explanations and live demos. I'm afraid that this is the end of the webinar, as Tony said. We really hope that you found it interesting and useful. And remember that if you drop by IBC this year, you can always come by VSN's booth and see firsthand all our software and latest features. Here we provide you with our contact details. Please feel free to write us if you need anything from our side, or get in touch with the VSN sales manager of your area whenever you want, just in case you want to prepare something in advance for the IBC fair. Also, we are going to leave now some minutes for you to download, if you want, the new flyer that we've attached as a document for today's webinar, so you can have it beforehand and check some of our new developments and products that will be released, as we've been saying throughout this whole webinar for IBC. So finally, thank you once again for your time and attention. It's a pleasure sharing these webinar sessions with all of you. And as Tony, my colleague, said, see you in a week in Amsterdam. Bye-bye.